What's going on, guys? Saber here, and today we're back at it again with another Evil Dead the game video. But this time we're gonna be going over my own Kelly build or tree or whatever you call it. I'm kind of curious to see what other people run on Kelly, just because there are a lot of people that run Kelly and they all run them very differently. But without further ado, let's jump right into it. Alrighty, so we got long shot. Obviously, 3 points. I think it's for me personally. I think 3 points is enough. Most people, or some people run 50%. I think 35%, even 15% if you're doing shotties. But 35% if you're kind of feeling like you're losing damage. So that it doesn't really feel like you have to be too close to the enemy or some shit like that. But I always run, I think 15% is fine if you're going shoddy builds, but 35% is also fine if you're going something like a revolver or a hunting rifle or something else. It depends on your playstyle, honestly. Hollow point rounds or hollow point, Max, obvious reason, increases damage. She's a hunter. Of course, you want to do damage as a hunter. This is the most important one. Fear no evil. I feel like a lot of people probably don't even have this because they feel like it's useless, but it's very useful. Trust me, guys. It's very, very, very useful against fear builds, against fear possessions, especially since possessions of when demon possesses you, even if they don't do anything with you, they'll get the 300 experience from you, so it's beneficial for them. I only got one on staying power. They nerfed it. It's not really worth maxing anymore. It was about like a long time they nerfed it, like 3 patches ago or 4 patches ago. I'm not sure when, but yeah, it's I just keep it at 5%. It's just worth staying at 5%. Now this is the one that I max out. Stopping power, balance bar damage for shotties because I'm running a shoddy Kelly tree. The reason why is because of the book rush. So now one of the reasons why I run stopping power, or various reasons why I run stopping power, is because with a shoddy you get a lot of balance bar damage already, right? You're gonna help the warrior with balance bar, and because we have a leader Ash who run and once he uses active, it'll instantly break their damage or balance bar damage. It's probably the best thing to run in my opinion, but again, it's my opinion. Especially with the book rush, and then now we have puppeteers rising up. I haven't seen many necros anymore ever since they fixed that little small little, I don't know, people call it exploit, people call it cheese, whatever, but this is mainly for puppeteers and warlords who likes to, one, puppeteers like to do possession rush, and then 2, warlords like to do book rush. For Artful Dodger, I'd like to max it out. I was experimenting on it. There is just no reason why you shouldn't have this maxed out. I think it's beneficial. I think it's the best thing for a hunter to have this, because once you max out your stamina, you'll have 5 dodges to work with, and each one being very essential to your survivability. I think this should be maxed out. This should be maxed out. This should be maxed out. This should be kind of depends on your playstyle again. I don't know. Firm grip. I wish I could trade this because surgical strike is just way better. Like I wish I could just change these two, but it is what it is. I just have it just to have it because I had to go to get stopping power. I just leave this as 1. There's no real way for me to get surgical strike unless I sacrifice damage for it, and I don't really want to do that. So firm grip is 1. Deadly up close, obvious reasons. If they're within 5 meters, you'll do a lot of damage. Now I want to experiment with deadly from a distance, But the problem is now that if I do deadly from a distance, I'll lose damage because I have to get 1 point into quicker picker upper, and then I'll just have only 2 points for deadly from a distance, unless I sacrifice a point here, which doesn't really make sense because wig splitter is also good because headshot damage gives you, if you max it out, you get 25% damage, which is very worth having in my opinion. One of the reasons why is because if you do headshot damage, it'll pair well with her bleed, and you'll just start bleeding more and more and more, or they'll start bleeding more and more and more, I should say. I think this is just a very good, well-balanced, rounded tree that I came up with. Now I know people will run industrial strength, tougher than nails, they'll try to do devastating hope force, they'll do like lone wolf, which again, lone wolf kind of defeats the purpose because in a game like this you have to stick together, right? I think they need to check this out and change it to something else, honestly, in my opinion, because this doesn't work well. It just doesn't. If you're by yourself and not with the team, then chances are either your team is gonna get decimated or you're gonna get decimated. One of the two. It's very tricky to use this. I'll say that. It's very tricky. And I don't even know how far away you have to be in order to take advantage of this. So with that being said, one thing that I like doing with her active, which mind you, it gives you a 10 seconds duration once used. The range damage as bleed is 20%, bleeding duration is 5 seconds, and the cooldown is only 60 seconds. One thing that I like using on her active, I like using it defensively as well as offensively. So what do I mean by that? If you're cornered and you used up all 5 of your stamina, then use your active. Don't be afraid to use your active. Just use it, shoot them, dodge, shoot if you have to. I think with a shotty it'll be really, really damn good. I am thinking about trying another tree, but I'll have to experiment with that. But yeah, it should do you justice, honestly. Another way is when boss comes up. You see a boss, bam, you want to get rid of them. I use this against Henriettas. They underestimate Kelly. Every demon main, the high streamers, big streamers, small streamers, they love to underestimate Kelly because they think Kelly doesn't have nothing else to offer. But in realistic, she does have a lot to offer. Like realistically, she does have a lot to offer. It's just they don't really see the potential because they don't really see many Kellys use it in this way, shape, or form, where you either use it defensively to try to survive a little longer, or you try to use it on boss and you stack your bleed. It stacks. The more you shoot the boss, the more higher your bleed goes, and the more ticks you get, and it resets. So the more you bleed, it'll reset the timer. So instead of 5 seconds duration, it'll keep going back to 5 seconds durations every time you hit them. So mind you, if you keep shooting them, you will do a lot of damage. Even if you're doing, let's say for instance, 160 with I don't know, whatever, a pistol. And your bleed starts off very small, obviously, because a pistol, you don't do that much damage. But let's say a shotty, you do a lot of damage with a shotty. And every time you're reloading, your bleeding is on them, so you're still doing damage as you're reloading, and then you go back to shooting. And then by the time you finish reloading and you're ready to shoot, they're already low health, you finish them off, bam, you're done. I have been very nitpicky about this. I don't like the meat hammer. Never did, never will, never. I've been very how you say, very angry about this one because she's a hunter with a warrior passive, and I get that a lot of people say, oh, but she can do hybrid and all that stuff, but I just tried and I never really got into it. Like I never really got invested in trying to do a melee. I did once and it backfired. The most damage I did was like 20k with just melee, and I was just meleeing. I just trying to do experiments here and there. Mind you, you have to run this and this, and then once you because I feel like if you don't run these two, there's no point in doing it. Only because you're gonna get yourself damage a lot. Now obviously you can use this. You can use this against basics that are not possessed, but then it's like you can do that normally. Like you can do that normally without having all this stuff. Without having all of these melees and mitigation and health. So just my opinion. I don't know. I feel like they should change this weapon mastery. I know it's iconic to the show because she used the meat hammer in that one scene, but I feel like they should just change this. She's a hunter. She's supposed to do hunter damage. And I feel, and this is just my opinion, if you don't have a lot of range damage on her, you won't have enough damage to kill boss. Maybe again, I could be wrong. But I just used Kelly so much that I already know this is the kind of tree that I like, and I feel like I need because a book rush is just so annoying right now. But you have to do something about. We have to do something about it. So this is what I came up with. So we came up with a strategy as well, and I'm thinking that this is actually the most suitable tree to go against book rush. Now counter shot. I like counter shot. Counter shot works with a little bit similar to her active, but every time you shoot and you dodge and shoot, you can apply bleed. It's only 5% though, so it's not as strong as her active. However, it's very good to use because when you use the thing about her, and some people don't even know about this, but you can dodge without like having anybody on you and then shoot. So you can take advantage of your bleed even if no basics, no possessions on you while you're shooting whatever it is that's on your teammates or maybe the boss, whatever. You can actually utilize counter shot. It really works just intended. Like you just dodge and then you shoot. I thought it had to be a successful dodge because of the wording successful dodge. Like you have to keep, have a unit try to attack you and then you dodge and then you shoot. But no, you just dodge. That's it. Battle Frenzy is another thing that I did not like. I mean, I loved it when it was range, when range worked. Obvious reasons, because it increases her range because she's a hunter, and it made the sense that it increased her range, but unfortunately that's not what they intended. Her melee damage increases the longer you sustain combat. Now, I hate that it's melee, but it's at 60%. That last patch was 80%, which, mind you, I didn't even know it was 80%, but it's not like it mattered because I don't really melee as much unless it's the map phase and a little bit of pages and daggers, just so that I can save as much ammo as I can. I think, and this is just my opinion, Battle Frenzy should work on range, but there should be a cap of 15% or if not 20% for her. And melee could be 60% again still. Like they could have two separate caps. Just my opinion. I know some people might disagree, but that's how I feel. I don't think Kelly is really I don't think Kelly is really weak, honestly. And people say that she's weak because of this right here, because they fixed it and she doesn't do as much range. She still does. She still does a lot of damage. I've actually hit 105k with her when this was fixed. So I'm not really that worried. I'm really not. The thing about what you should take is up to you, really. I've been trying to get Last Chance to fit in, but I can't because it's just so essential why you need this, and then this, and this, and it's like, we just don't have enough points. I can't work with just 25 points. It sucks, but that's just what I got, and this is what I have to do. I think if they do add an extra 5, if they do, because that's another thing, right? Another solution to the whole book rush was buff demons, but buff book, but also give the 5 extra points to survivors, which would be another buff, which would mean that they get a level 30 and they have 5 more points they can work with. And if they do that, that's a lot I can work with. But for now, we're working on 25. This is the build. This is the tree that I got. This is the what I've been running since this patch and the patch before. I've been trying to work with ways to get Deadly from a Distance to work, but unfortunately, I just can't. I just can't. Unless I sacrifice a wig splitter, but that 10% increase from 3 points to 25 is such a big gap. And it's like for just only 15% too. So it's like, you want that 5% increase or you want that 10% increase? Like, which one do you want? And I know this one relies on you being a really good shooter on the head. And if you're not a good shooter, then yeah, fine. Take that out. Boom, boom, boom. You might even want to take out Deadly Up Close. Boom. And then you can do the rest on Last Chance, which, mind you, these two would give you what? A 35% increase if you're not feeling like you're good at headshotting this, and this would give you like 45 if you're like running, like, let's say a double barrel or even special ammos like crossbows or blunderbuss, which I've done and I liked it, but man, there's just so much going on with this game that it just feels like shotties are essential just for bounce break, and then you need the damage, you need the range damage in order to take advantage of her bleed, because it says right there, range damage as bleed. And then this one, weapon damage per second, which they pretty much your next range attack. So it's weird, right? These two go against these two, and I don't know. It's God. I get that she's a hybrid. It's just, it frustrates me that she's a hybrid because she's a hunter at the same time. She's a hunter, a hybrid, and it has 2 passives that go against, or 4 passives, 2 of them going against the other 2, and it's like, I don't know. I really don't know. I'm kind of curious to see what other people run. She actually pairs well. If you do this tree, she goes really, really well with Leader Ash. And the reason why, because some people still downplay Leader Ash and they say that he's not good in solo queue, which mind you, I still boggles my mind to this day that people are saying that Leader Ash is not good. Knowing full well that a lot of solo queues are getting decimated because they're getting possessed, their fear is going up, and then on top of that, they're giving levels to demons. So imagine if you're all 4 of you guys are feared. That's 300 each, so that's 1200 experience that the demon is getting from all 4 of you guys that are feared, fully feared. Mind you, Leader Ash is not going to mitigate fear entirely, but it's very beneficial to have. He's just so good to have. He's just so good to have to kind of deny that early fear, early levels, and just rush, especially around middle, daggers and pages. But I mean, I don't know. Now you could take this tree and use it on the others, like say for instance Hunter Ash, who starts off with a double barrel. But I just like Kelly more because of her bleed. You can also take this on Ed. You can also take this on Amanda. Amanda might be second to this because of her unlimited ammo. But again, I like it on Kelly because, you know, Kelly's bleed, just a lot of people just don't see the benefits in her bleed. But take it with a grain of salt. I mean, if you like this, you can utilize it and try to see how you can do. I mean, I don't know if this will do well in solo queue, but you can try. It's just something that I'm still experimenting with as well. Like, I just wanted to like showcase it or show it because a lot of some streamers get a little confused as to like, why is Kelly doing so much damage? Oh my god, 80k, 100k, this k, 60k, 70k, whatever. And I'm like, this is a tree I've been running, really. Like, and I've been running with a shotty, so if you're doing like massive possessions, and that's gonna do a lot of. I'm gonna be doing a lot. I'm gonna be doing a lot. So yeah. Hope you guys like this video. Leave a comment down below of what you guys think. A lot of Kelly mains. I want to know what you guys run, because I want to see. I want to like see how other people's how other people run Kelly, whether it's hybrid, melee, or maybe full damage like me. Who knows? Maybe they have their own input. And again, you can do a lot. You can do a lot. Like, you can actually. You can take this out and then take this out and put this in last chance. That'll also help her if you run a hunting rifle. Like, it'll still, like, I was noticing, like, hunting rifle also does do or does help Kelly with bleed damage as well. But again, you need to be a good shot, which is something that is very difficult to do in this game now, with everybody running melees and everybody running into the shots and all that stuff. But yeah, that's it for this video, guys. If you like what you saw, please leave a like, comment down below what you guys think, and I will see you guys in the next video. Saber.